You're now South Belly. I'm John Fredericks, and I am your blowtorch, your free speech in America, your oracle of the deplorables. Thanks for being with us. Julio Gonzalez joining us now. Engineered Tax Services, tax literacy. I always get tongue-tied in that word because it's hard to say. Tax literacy for MAGA. Guess what? Our tax bill, 2 million pages. Have you sat down and read that? No. Anybody you know read it? No. Julio has. And his team, he's built this business on understanding the tax code and allowing MAGA and America First supporters to be as familiar with the tax code as the left-wing NGOs are, taking advantage of it. Now, here's the thing. We got the one big, beautiful bill coming. A lot of tax incentives in there. So Julio has set this up, brilliantly done. He's got a great book out. He said why billionaires love the tax code because they take advantage of it. And we haven't been able to do that, but now we can. And joining us now, Julio Gonzalez, Engineered Tax Services. Julio, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family. Great to have you with us, sir.
Merry Christmas, John. Shout out to the Denver Broncos.
Oh, well, whatever. I think Denver's a team to beat with that defense. So,
oh my God, that was exciting.
I know you're a big Orange Crush fan out there in Denver. We'll see what happens, but they're going to be tough to beat. So is Seattle. So it's going to be interesting. And
yes.
It's kind of wide open, right? This is like the biggest NFL playoffs where this is what true salary cap and parity does, right? You got, 14 teams in there. Nobody would be shocked if any of the teams got to the big game. So it's very different than it's been in the past. And so that's why the NFL has been successful. They have a salary cap. They have revenue share. Any team can go. I think the Patriots won 4 games in 2024. They go to 2025, they win 12. So a lot of different things can happen. But Julio,
great to see Kansas City out, by the way.
Oh, totally.
I always say better dead than red.
I should have said that to Phil. It was just on. We're making fun of the Chiefs because every year for a decade he comes on to the pubs. He got his Chiefs hat, his Chiefs jersey, and whatever Mahomes jersey.
Yeah.
And now they're sitting basically watching the Broncos get a bye. Too funny. All right. So we went through your plan. So I'll explain to people how this works, right? First of all, here's how you start. You send 3 words, ETS, Engineer Tax Services. You text these 3 words, ETS, to the number 26786. So you put 26786 in your phone. You text ETS. Julio's firm, Engineer Tax Services, gets back to you, no obligation. So Ann and I did this, right? And they come up and, we talk to your guys and they're like, say, well, send us your 24 taxes because that's already filed, right? Send us that. So we send it. Took about 2 weeks, go over it. Then we get a call. Sammy wants to set up a conference call with you guys. So you pick a date, Zoom call. Sammy, one of you guys, call, zooms in. Ann and I get on it. And Sammy's like, okay, has there been any big changes between 24 and 25? And we're like, income was down a little bit, but basically it's the same except for the Trump bill, which we're going to keep taking advantage of with investments, equipment we had to buy. Long story short, call was about a half hour. He walked us through what we can do in 2025, right, which is this tax season coming, to save us $15,000 cash money in lower taxes. Everything is the same, save $15,000. $15,000 for us is a lot of money because that's money that either we paid in the quarter we get back or, don't have to pay that much in the final quarter, but it's $15,000. So he sends us all, answers, I'm going to send this to our accountant because, you don't want to get between us and our accountant has been doing it forever. Nobody wants to do that. So we send it to our accountant, set up a conference call with him. And he's like, well, you know what? This guy, Sammy's right. You can do this. And, we can go back and do it. We can't go back and do it in 24, but we can do it for 25. And, there's a big tax code. I kind of missed that, but you're right. So let's do that in 25. And here's all the things you have to do to get there, to get to 15,000 savings. That's just money we don't pay the federal government that is legal within the tax code as it's written. $15,000 cash. The whole thing took us probably an hour and a half. And then you're going to charge us 5 to 10% of that. So we're going to pay you, I don't know, $750 to save 15,000.
Yeah.
What person on earth wouldn't do that? That's my question.
Well, John, thanks for creating the video literacy, right? Because I know that's a hard word for me to say too, John. But I would say this, that, that's our goal really, is to work with people, their small businesses, and their accountants, and work together to find opportunities for savings. It's tough when we have a new tax code, a brand new one, and now we have to digest it and take advantage of it because there's so much benefits in it. And how can all the accounts, get through all those 2 million pages plus another 100,000 pages, John? But that's what we do. We work with the CPA firms, we work with their clients to help create that literacy, find opportunities to find $15,000. That's, John, that wasn't my first salary. My first salary was lower than $15,000. That's a big savings. Those are the kind of things, John. I have to tell you, yesterday we had a call with a plumber, and we found him $5,000. He was ecstatic, right? I mean, just ecstatic. I mean, that $5,000 is so meaningful for him, and we're going to find more. But it's just those stories: 5,000, 15,000, 100,000. Sometimes people I'm meeting with at Mar-a-Lago, we find 15 million. But for everyone, it's just equally important to find these benefits and make sure that they keep $15,000 in their pocket, because you know what, John, when you keep that $15,000, you're able to hire more people, you're able to expand the economy better with you than the IRS, and you don't have to pay that $15,000. There's other ways to make sure it stays with you.
Right. And the thing is, it costs you not like it cost us nothing. It costs an hour and a half of time. And Ann, you've been on the phone with her. She was skeptical of this whole thing. She's like, I love my accountant. And Julio was like, Ann, we don't get between you and your accountant, right? We simply review the taxes, we make a recommendation, we say exactly what it is, and then you go back to your guy and then get back to us. And that's exactly what we did. And he was like, and then Ann is like, well, you know what? You might recommend these guys to some of your other clients. Go to just text ETS to 26786 because you simply can't absorb 2 million pages of a tax code. The billionaires do it. The left wing has understood how to take advantage of it, and we just don't. We just go through our account and pay the taxes and go on to the next day. $15,000 to our company savings in cash. I mean, you're talking about hiring another 2 vendors or hiring somebody part-time that we need because we have, opportunities in the company without, we have to figure it out. But that is a tremendous savings for us. Tremendous.
Yeah,
And
I'm so glad.
it's
I'm so glad. And
it's
John,
$1,500. That's $1,500 a month cash.
yeah, it's big. And John, I'm glad you said that. I think that, you know, the average billionaire pays about 11% of their net income in taxes. And the average small business owner working hard, working 24/7 to run their companies, pays an average of 45% of their net income in taxes. Now, John, they have the same tax code, but for every $100,000 of net income, that's a $30,000 difference, right? So it's tremendous. And it's not that there's anything that the billionaires are doing that's wrong. They're just using the tax code. They're taking advantage of all the different benefits. And we're just trying to elevate the small business owner, the individual working so hard to save that $15,000 and get closer to paying a lower net income and tax percentage so that they can bring that into the economy, build up our businesses, build up our communities. And we have a new tax bill that really allows us to take advantage of this for all small businesses. And so it's great that we found a few things, and it's great that we can share that with the audience. And let's do that for everyone. Let's save those $15,000. Let's save that $5,000. Let's do this and put the money into your pockets to save the money to do something special with you and your family.
I mean, exactly. It's whether it's 5,015 or 2,500. I mean, it's money that you're entitled to not pay taxes because it's within the law that they wrote on our behalf that nobody can really
Yeah.
figure out. There's so many nuances here. But where do you find guys like Sammy? Sammy was great. I'm not going to give everybody his last name. I don't want you to dox him, but or bother the guy. But Sammy was great. Where do you find these guys? He was awesome.
Sammy's been a longtime friend. He moved his practice down from New Jersey to Florida to retire, slow down, and then we met, and then Sammy's been more busier than ever. He's the Wikipedia of tax, and he just has so much knowledge and has so much compassion and so much caring for individuals and businesses. And finding the $15,000 for him, or the $500 or the $5,000 to him, is so meaningful. I mean, it's kind of how we live through this excitement every day of, even, John, we're doing the grants now too. And we found $1,000 grant for a lady needing medical care for their children. And but we find $5,000 grants, we find $100,000 grants. So, it's tax literacy, it's grant literacy, it's tax equality, it's grant equality. And we're just so grateful that, you're sharing the gospel with the audience so that we can, make meaningful changes here in our country.
Well, the next thing we're going to do is see if we can get a grant, because we do have a female-owned media company. There's not a lot out there, so there might be something there. That's our next step. But the other thing is, I want to encourage everybody to do this, because what Sammy did, and you might not work with Sammy, you might work with one of Julio's other people, but they spend an hour on the phone just walking through different things about your business, or different things about, your personal taxes, just different questions they ask that, even though maybe you can't come up with something, he gave us a perspective to look at things a little bit differently going in the
Hmm.
future. Maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. Look at this, look at that. I mean, it's free. I mean, he doesn't charge anything. You guys don't
No,
charge anything. Only so you're getting all this free advice, and then obviously, you're going to take a percentage of the money that's saved. But it was a very, very valuable experience, and I consider Sammy now like part of our team,
yeah,
because he figured this out and
yeah,
asked a lot of good questions. And coupled with it, that it's just a great company to work with. You got super people there; they're all fun, and they care. They care. When somebody
we do
cares
care.
about you and your family, it's just hard not to go forward with them.
Yeah, thank you. We do care very much. It's my passion, John.
I know that. I know that. And you were the big corporate guy making the big corporate bucks with all the big firms, and now you're doing this to help us. I love it. Tax literacy for MAGA, and all you got to do is text 3 letters, ETS for Engineered Tax Services, ETS to the number 26786. There's no obligation. And look, I just told you our story, and you know that Ann was reluctant. She's like, oh, my guy's got it all figured out, and then boom, $15,000, and she had to tell me that. She had to say it. I said, say it. She's like, you and Julio were right. No, no, say it, John. You were right. Tough for her to say that. So thank
Yeah.
you for allowing me that pleasure.
Oh my God, I enjoy it so much.
John was right, says Ann. Julio, thanks for being with us.
All
Text
right. Thanks again.
ETS 26786. You can save money too. Plus, you get his free book, Why Billionaires Love the Tax Code, Tax Literacy for MAGA. Julio, thanks for being with us. Morgan Griffith, right now. Keep it right here.